Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today I have a literally giant box full of stuff to review. All of this stuff is from Nepoagym on AliExpress, so it's all super affordable, super cute, and I am very excited. I love doing these little AliExpress hauls because they're just so fun and we get to try so much stuff, and we definitely have some exciting things in this video. Before we start the review, I always get a lot of questions if you should order through Nepoagym's website or their website on AliExpress, and they are the same. They're shipped in the same amount of time. Really, whatever is easiest for you. If you're making a bigger order, oftentimes it's better to go through their website because I do have discount codes that you can use to get like a little more percentage off. So I'll list my discount codes here. Those only work on the website, but I do also have a support code. It's like 1% off or something for AliExpress. It's really more of a support code. So if you do use that, please let me know. Send me an Instagram DM, a little screenshot showing me that you used it, and I will enter you in my monthly giveaway. You can also be entered in the giveaway if you use the other codes on their website. Any of my codes ever. Send me a DM. You're entered in the giveaway. Okay, now let's start trying stuff on. There's a ton of stuff we're trying on today, so everything will be in the description below. I'll also put timestamps. I'm doing it in no particular order. Whatever I grab out of the box, that's what we're doing. So the first is the Strength bra. I have it in 2 colors, and I got a size small, which is my normal Nepoagym sports bra size. This peach color is cute, so let's talk about this one. This bra kind of just has like a basic shape in the front, just removable cut pads. Then it has a really cute crisscrossy, strappy back. It kind of reminds me of my old favorite Nepoagym fly bra, but the bottom band here is a little bit thinner, so this is definitely going to show a lot of your back, and it'll probably be like light medium support. It doesn't look like a lot of support, so let's try it on. All right, so here it is. It's definitely cute in the front. It has a scooped neck. It's a decent amount of cleavage. The side boob is pretty good. I feel decently covered. I don't feel like I'm gonna fall out of this, but it's definitely a pretty low coverage bra. The band at the bottom of it, it's a little bit small on me. This is a normal size small. I don't necessarily think it runs small. I just think it's not going to be the best for like bigger cup sizes because the band at the bottom is just kind of coming up onto my actual chest a little bit, just because there's not a lot of room in the actual like cup space for actual boobs. This probably won't be my go-to just because it's a little bit revealing for me at the gym, but I do really like the back. The strappy design is super cute. If you like really open strappy backs and like thinner little bottom straps, I think this one's very cute. Next, we have the campaign bra. I got this in this nice blue color and a black camo. This one feels similar to the Strength bra. It's like very slightly brushed. I wouldn't say it's like totally fuzzy, and you shouldn't have an issue with pilling, but it's definitely not like sleek. And this one is definitely more coverage. It is a nice high neck, and this also will go underneath the bust a little bit, so it should be slightly long line. This one has an elastic, but it's at the top of the band, which is interesting, but it might be fine. Also has removable cups. And the back has this cute little cutout detail, so let's try it on. I got this in a size small. All right, so here is the campaign bra. This one is definitely more my style, definitely more full coverage. The elastic actually sits on my rib cage pretty well, and this is actually really comfortable. This kind of doubles as more of a crop top. I feel like you could pull this off as a crop top instead of just a sports bra. The cup pads are nice because you can't really see them, and the straps, they're not necessarily like a racer back or anything, but the way that they kind of come down in the back and have this little connector part, they're not going to like fall off. Like, it's actually really hard for them to come off your shoulders. So sometimes with straps that just go straight up and down and they don't have anything in the back, they kind of fall off. So it's nice that it has that little thing because I feel like it's staying put really well. And it's a solid, actually I'm really not moving around at all. It's just like a solid medium to high support. Definitely true to size. I'm wearing a size small, and it fits really well. And yeah, this one's really nice, definitely for girls with bigger cup sizes. Next, we have some leggings, and I'm personally very excited about these because they are 28-inch inseam, which is kind of hard to find on AliExpress. Usually everything is kind of like 7/8 length, especially if you're a taller girl like me. So these are the 28-inch exploring leggings, and they have an extra high waist as well. And these feel super nice. So the exploring leggings, they're actually a dupe for one of the Paragon things. I wouldn't say dupe because really Paragon is white label / drop shipped them. So not really a dupe. These are kind of an Align dupe. I would say they're not like 100% an Align dupe because nothing really is, but they're made of a semi-brushed fabric. It's not like super fuzzy. I haven't had too big of an issue with these pilling or collecting lint. Actually, mine haven't pilled. As you can tell, the waistband is a lot higher on these. It does have one of those little hidden like inside pockets in the waistband that no one really uses. And it's gonna be a full length on us taller ladies. If you are on the shorter side, they will still have the exploring leggings that are the shorter inseam. And they do have an extended gusset crotch. I have a size small and an extra small on these, so we'll see which fits me better, because in the Nepoagym Rhythm leggings, I do wear a size extra small, so I forget if I'm a small or extra small in the Explorings. All right, so here they are. This is the size small, and I don't think I'll be able to fit into the extra small. So I would say go with your normal size. The small does feel really good, and I don't have any extra fabric anywhere. So the waist is nice and high, does go above my belly button, and the waistband actually does go down a little bit. So there is a little bit of lower tummy control. I would say overall, these aren't the most compressive, maybe about a medium compression. I do feel like they're a little bit higher compression than the rhythm leggings. The fabric also is pretty thin. They don't feel super brushed on, and I also don't think they'd cover a lot of cellulite, so they're probably not super cellulite friendly. The rhythm leggings are also not cellulite friendly, but I do think they look really nice from the front. My only thing from the back is that the seam for the waistband, because there's so much like waistband space, it does cut over the glutes a little bit, so they're not like the most flattering on the booty scale. They don't squish me down, I just wish the seam was a little bit higher. The rhythm leggings are nice because they're curved. I keep talking about the rhythms, those are my favorites. But they are nice in full length, so I do like that. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the black ones on for a squat test. I will squat test these, and camel toe is kind of minimally a problem. So they also came out with a 25-inch exploring legging with a higher waist as well. So I have this in a small and extra small, but I'm probably just gonna do the small because that seems to fit me best. It kind of matches this top too. Okay, I'm just gonna try this on real quick. It's gonna be very similar to the 28-inch ones. So here are the 25-inch exploring leggings. They are more of a 7/8 length. So the waistband is definitely longer. I'm not really sure how much higher it actually is though. It kind of feels to me like they just took more of like the body of the legging and just added more waistband, but like again in the back it goes along your glutes a lot too, so it really kind of cuts off your glutes. So personally I thought the old exploring leggings were actually more flattering. I prefer for there to be like a little less actual waistband and just to be like higher up overall, and you really can't pull them up much or else there's a camel problem. But yeah, if you like longer waistbands that cover more of the tummy area, these are great. They also are seamless at the top, so they're not gonna cut in. And the color of this is actually super cute together. I just would prefer the seam in the back to be a little bit higher. Moving back into bras, now we have the Boost bra. So I got this in two little purple colors. This one's kind of a periwinkle, which is one of my favorites. So that's the one we're gonna be talking about. So this is a very similar material to the exploring leggings. It's slightly brushed, but super soft. And this one is also very simple, like the first bra, but it does have a little bit of fabric on the bottom, kind of like the campaign bra. So it is more of a long line sports bra. This one just has a classic little scoop neck, again, long line, and in the back, the two straps kind of split into a little tiny strappy detail, nothing crazy. And they also have removable cup pads. So let's try it on. All right, so here it is. I also really like this one. I'm always kind of into long line sports bras. Am I? I can never tell. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a long line sports bra. Sometimes I'm not. Today, I seem to be in the mood for them. I think mostly because this fabric is just really soft. So I just kind of like appreciate this little extra length here because it's just like very cozy. So this one definitely has more coverage than the first bra. Pretty good side boob coverage, really not getting anything there. And it does have a scoop neck, but it's not quite as cleavagey as the first one. And definitely more support than the first one. I would give this probably a solid medium support. It's not as much support as the campaign bra that had all the coverage. This one also has that little elastic band at the top, but then not in the bottom. So may have the capabilities to roll up a tiny bit. It's not exactly like rolling, but I do feel like it comes up just like a teeny bit. Not that it's like really exposing anything, but still. In the back on this one is very simple, kind of splits into two little strappy details, but I still like that it has these like thicker tank straps here because they are really soft and they're not cutting into my traps. Sometimes if you just have little skinny straps, they can kind of cut it a little bit, so I like these thicker ones. This material probably will show a little bit of sweat, but it does feel pretty sweat wicking, so it should dry pretty quickly after it does show sweat. Next we have the Motion top. I have a couple colors in this, but they're all size small, which is kind of always my top size in Nepoagym as well. Oh, this is the one I was excited about. I don't know what this is a Lululemon dupe for, but I do think it's a Lululemon dupe. This is so cute. I've really been into just like the kind of tops with built-in bras that you could like work out in or use for casual wear. But basically it's just this little crop top. It does actually have a bra inside with removable cups, but it sits pretty seamlessly under the little layer of fabric that makes it like more of a top. It has tank straps and comes in to a little racer back, but it's just such a cute basic, and this would be nice in like black or white to wear with like your little outfits. So pumped for this. All right, so here's the motion top, and as you can see, it just sits like a normal kind of like tank crop top, but it does have a bra inside with cup pads, so it actually has a decent amount of support. I would say medium to high support if you're a smaller cup size. I personally am really not jiggling around very much in this, but it actually does cover a good amount of your rib cage, so it might go to the top of your leggings depending on your torso length. I just feel like little like tank crops like this have been very in lately, and I really like them. This is super comfortable. It's still made of the same kind of brush material that feels like the exploring leggings. Very simple and basic in the back, and I feel like this is just one of those tops that kind of just like looks like more expensive than it is. I am wearing a size small. That's my normal bra and top size from Nepoagym, so I would definitely say true to size. Next we have the wind top, and this one is pretty interesting. So it is a crop top. It's definitely going to be a slightly longer crop top. It also has full-length sleeves and little thumb holes. But usually with like long sleeve crop tops, you don't see like built-in bras in them, but this one actually has a built-in bra. It has a little shelf bra with the cup pads and the elastic, just like the little tank top does, but it's a long sleeve, which I haven't really seen before, so I'm just confused, so let's try it on. All right, so here is the wind top. And I really like the color of this one. I feel like it's a nice, like, kind of like light, mossy green color. And this one is just so interesting because it has that built-in bra. It kind of throws me off though. All right, interesting. It has this little built-in bra. It also goes around to the back, so it's not just like just on the front side. So it actually does provide a good amount of support. It's like a solid medium support. I feel like it might be sitting on me a little bit weirdly. I don't know, maybe it's the like bra part or something, but it actually does go pretty long. It just has this little cutout here, and it goes almost down to my belly button, so it's pretty long. The sleeves are also nice, and these thumb holes are interesting. They're like a more open thumb hole that I'm used to, but I'm not mad at it. I do like thumb holes. And the material is actually really soft and nice. I am wearing a size small in this. I would go with your normal sports bra size because it does have a built-in sports bra, so you want it to fit there. But yeah, this is interesting, but it's cute. Next we have some joggers. These are the Passion joggers. I got them both in a size small. They have this blue color, which kind of seems to be a recurring theme today, and another black camo. So these are more of a legging style jogger. We'll talk about my favorite joggers from Nepoagym next. They have released these before. I think these are just new colors of them. So they just have a classic legging waistband. They do have a band at the top on the back of the joggers, but on the front they are seamless, so they shouldn't really cut into the muffin top region very much. They do have a little pocket in the back of the waistband, as well as two regular front pockets in the actual jogger part. They do have an extended crotch gusset. These are kind of a dupe for the Lululemon Align joggers. They are a little different, but they're basically a jogger made of legging material, which honestly, these are like the comfiest kind of joggers for me personally. These and the colorful koala joggers, I'm a big fan of. So the blue version of the joggers are brushed material, but for some reason when they do this camo print on a lot of their stuff, it tends to be more of a sleek material. So just keep that in mind, that the materials of these solids and the patterns do feel different. So this one is a little more sleek. All right, so here are the Passion joggers. These are in a size small. I would say they're pretty true to size. The waistband is just a little bit big on me. I could go down to an extra small, but then it would be a little more snug everywhere else in the legs. And as you can see, it's already pretty snug on like most part of my legs. I do wish the waistband was just the tiniest bit higher too, but not a big deal. So they do have little front pockets, which are very nice. And the seams in the back on the glutes are actually curved. So these are actually pretty flattering on the glutes. They're super soft and super comfy. These are definitely going to be like a go-to like home lounge pant for me. When you look from afar, these style of joggers kind of just look like your leggings are a little bit baggy. So they're definitely an interesting look, but they are super comfortable. These ones are just a little bit short on me. They're more of a 7/8 length, so if you're on the shorter side. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised at these curved booty seams. I think that is new for these ones, and the material feels a little bit softer than last time. I don't know, but these are super comfy. So next we have the Practice bra. So this one looks like it has a little more room in the actual cup area, so potentially better for girls with larger cup sizes. It does have a pretty thick elastic at the bottom, so probably should be pretty supportive, compressive. This one kind of looks like it has a slightly squared neckline, which I think is pretty unique to see in sports bras. Kind of reminds me of the front of the Buff Bunny Revolution bra, except that one didn't have a lot of room in the cups, so this one actually does look like it has a lot of room. It does have removable cup pads. This color is actually really cute for fall, like a little rusty orange. And it has thick little crisscross straps and then this little ladder detail in the back, so let's try it on. All right, this might be tied for the campaign bra as my favorite bra so far. So it does actually have a little squared neckline, which is surprisingly flattering. I actually think it looks really nice on most people. And it does actually have a lot of room in this cup area. It's definitely not showing too much cleavage. I am definitely covered on the sides, so we shouldn't have any spill problems. The bottom elastic is covered with the fabric, which is really nice, soft, and very slightly brushed, so it's not like cutting in or being uncomfortable at all. This is a size small, my normal size, and it definitely fits perfectly, so I would go with your normal size. It is actually pretty good support. I would say medium to high. And I do like how it has the thicker straps. Like I said earlier, it just doesn't cut into your traps as much when the straps are nice and soft and a little bit thicker. So I feel like this one would be very comfortable for workouts. And the little ladder detail is just a nice little touch. So I'm also a fan of this one, especially if you have a larger cup size. And next we have new colors of the step joggers, which are one of my all-time favorite joggers. So I wear a size small in the step joggers, and these are, I think they're the same joggers that Paragon sells. Actually, a lot of people drop ship these joggers because they're honestly just really nice joggers. I think they're a dupe for the Lululemon Ready to Rulu jogger. They look very similar. They have this nice waistband, and they have the drawstring that kind of goes outside of the waist in like the separate little like fabric thing. And these are more of a classic jogger shape. They're really soft. They're still kind of made of a thicker legging type material, but they definitely fit more like a jogger than the last joggers we tried. They have some really cute colors. They have this little blue color, this kind of raspberry red, and another blue. I think these are just both very similar blues, but I do think they're different. And they have a little cuff at the bottom, which is similar to the waistband. So let's try these on. I really forgot how much I liked these joggers. So first of all, they're so soft. I also feel like they're a very flattering jogger shape. They're also very similar to the Balance Athletica joggers. So they have this little seam that goes around the glutes, and I feel like it enhances just a little bit. They have these nice pockets, and the pockets are actually lined with this mesh material. They're kind of fun to put your hands in. These are definitely much more of a full length than the last joggers, but I don't think they're gonna be too long for even shorter girls, because even if you kind of like roll them up a little bit, all it does is create a little extra like bagginess, which joggers are like totally okay to be a little bit baggy. So I'm pumped that they came out with some new colors. These do attract a little bit of lint. It's not crazy because they're not like super brushed. And I'm wearing a size small. I would say true to size, but if you want a little bit more of a relaxed fit, I do think you could size up. It has a nice balance of slightly snug and a little bit of relaxed. So next we have these step shorts, which are a new item. So they're the same material as the step joggers, so kind of a thicker legging style material, very soft, but they're in shorts form. These seem like they're actually gonna be high-waisted, and they have a thick elastic waistband. It's very similar to the jogger waistband, except it doesn't have that little like drawstring thing around the outside. The drawstring goes on the inside, but the drawstring is actually very similar. The inseam itself doesn't seem super long, but the whole space of the short seems pretty long, so I feel like it should have decent coverage. These do feel like they're gonna be a nice little lounge short. All right, so here are the step shorts, and they're actually a lot longer than I expected, which I personally love because, you know, sometimes I like to wear my home lounge shorts out of the house, and I really don't want my booty hanging out, you know? So we actually have definitely full coverage in the back, and you're not gonna flash anyone in these. So these are a size small. I definitely would recommend going with your normal size. If anything, these were a little bit big in the waist, so I'm not saying size down because they are lounge short, so you don't want them to be like super tight, but the size up is going to be too big for me, so normal size for sure. They have nice, actually pretty spacious pockets. They go all the way down to here, so you can definitely fit a good amount of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, you can fit like your whole phone, and my phone is all the way down here, so it's definitely not gonna fall out. Yeah, these are pretty nice. I would say that these are pretty comparable to the speed up short, except these do have a little more length on the legs, so they're going to be a little more full coverage Another thing that's nice is that they do have a full elastic waist, but they also have an elastic drawstring, so you can kind of adjust it the way you need, but even when I tied the drawstring a little tighter, it's not cutting into me or anything, so I feel like the waist is pretty forgiving. And finally, we're on our last pair of leggings. There's so many leggings to try on when I do these AliExpress videos, so I'm excited to be on the last one. Still have lots of tops to go though. So these are the warm-up leggings. And I feel like they're probably not gonna be my absolute favorite style. These actually look like they're gonna be pretty short. Interesting. Okay, so I got all smalls in these, and they do look like they run a bit smaller than some of the other ones. They have kind of a short waistband, and they do have a band at the top, which is why I'm thinking they probably won't be my favorites. They also have pockets on the side, which is nice. I do like a nice pocket occasionally. And they have that like curved seam that usually lies a little too far over the glutes for me. I like it when these things go above the glutes, so I'm not so sure. They do have a front seam, and they actually have a raw cut hem. Everything in this video has felt pretty similar so far. It does all kind of feel like the exploring leggings, very slightly brushed. So let's try these on. You already know how I'm gonna feel about these leggings because I am not a big fan of low rise. But if you do like low rise, these are for you. So not only are they low rise, well, first of all, they're pretty low rise. I don't know if they run a little bit small, but this is my normal size small, and they just feel like a little bit snug. The band at the top of the waist is also like cutting into me quite a bit, so I'm really not a huge fan of that either. I just feel like overall, it's like not super flattering in this region. Definitely cutting into my sides a little bit. They do have a good amount of pockets though, I didn't even notice. So they have these ones, but they also have all these little tiny pocket guys kind of around the waistband. And they do have that seam that goes over the glutes again. I don't feel like it's like super flattering on the glutes. It might be because they run a little bit small, but they're actually decently compressive. I would say medium compression probably. They still do have a lot of stretch to them, and they are not a full length on me, more of a 7/8, and they do have the raw cut hem. So yeah, these definitely aren't really my personal style. So we have the goal bra. I got this in a size small, and it's another kind of basic, almost kind of square neck sports bra. This one is also a slightly long line, but instead of having the band and then like extra fabric, this is just like a thick elastic band all the way across the bottom. So probably will hold you in pretty well. And then it has a super strappy crisscross detail in the back. This actually also kind of reminds me of the Buff Bunny Revolution bra, maybe a little more than the last one because the back is a little more accurate, but the front might be slightly less square. So let's try it on. All right, so we have another successful bra going on. This one actually is really nicely compressive and has really good coverage. Again, a slight scoop neck, but no cleavage, good side boob coverage. And this one is like literally a high support. Like there's no jiggling. This bottom band is a really thick elastic, but sometimes I like these thick elastics because they just kind of like hold you in really well. And since it's not going to be a thin band of elastic, it's not gonna like cut into you in an uncomfortable way. The force is kind of like spread out a little bit. And the back of this one is also really nice. So I don't know which of the bras today I like the best, but I do like that they are definitely fitting larger cup sizes and definitely offering a lot of support. It also kind of matches the green shorts, maybe not exactly, but I feel like it's close enough. Definitely true to size. If you're in between on this one, I might size up because it is a little bit snug, but for me, that just provides a little more compression, and I do like that, so. Another one of these little built-in bra tanks, which I love. This is the cool down top. So instead of a tank, this one is a spaghetti strap. It also does cross in the back, so it's not just straight up and down. I'd say this one kind of reminds me of the Levento one on Amazon that I really love, but it does have a crisscross in the back. So yeah, this does have a built-in bra, just like the other ones, and removable cup pads, and it comes in some pretty cute colors. So let's try it on. All right, so here it is on. This is a size small, and I do feel like it maybe runs like a little bit big. I feel like I could have almost done an extra small, just have a little more compression in like the boob area, maybe have a little more support, because right now it's like pretty low support. So if you're looking for a higher support built-in bra tank, I would definitely go with the, I think it was the Motion top. I do like the back of this one. It is like a little twisty detail. So it actually does go pretty low down. It is a pretty long crop, but even this part is a little bit loose. So I would probably recommend sizing down in this one. We also have the heart top, which is made of a super stretchy, lightweight material. It's like paper thin material, so it's going to be very cool. The inside is kind of cool to the touch, almost sleek, and the outside is very, very slightly brushed, but the whole thing is like super thin, like can see your nails through it kind of thin. This top seems like the kind of top that I would wear like over my gym outfit on the way to the gym in kind of like colder months. Maybe not too cold because this is pretty thin, but yeah, it's a long sleeve, just kind of relaxed style fit. All right, so here's the heart top, and it's definitely an interesting fit. So this is a size small, and it's definitely snug in the sleeve. I wouldn't say it's too tight, just because this is the kind of like weightless fabric that is like really hard to be like too tight, just because it has so much stretch. But it's definitely super boxy in the body of the shirt. So if you like really loose style clothing, or loose style like, you know, in the torso area, this is definitely a good one. It's like super boxy. I personally prefer their long sleeve ocean tops. Those are kind of like a Lululemon dupe style top. I love those. I think it's a little bit better than this, but I actually really like the material of this one because it's just like that like dreamy soft material. Here it is in the back. It does seem to even have more fabric in the back somehow. So definitely interesting, but it's super, super soft. And last but not least, we have the Benefits top, which I think is the first sweatshirt that I've ever seen from Nepoagym, so that's exciting. And it's just kind of a nice like plush cropped sweatshirt. So it does have that sweatshirt material on the outside, that kind of like cottony material, but it is actually like a lot stretchier than a regular cotton sweatshirt. So it's kind of like a hybrid between like an athletic material and like a cotton sweatshirt material, which I think is really nice. No thumb holes or anything. I kind of thought that it would have those. And the inside does feel like more of a sweatshirt material, but it's not that like ultra soft fuzzy sweatshirt inside. But I'm kind of excited to try this. I feel like this is gonna be cute. Oftentimes I feel like expensive gym wear brands have sweatshirts like this that are kind of like relaxed, like cropped boxy sweatshirts, and they're often really overpriced. So it's nice to see Nepoagym come out with one because I know it'll be like reasonably priced in like the $20 range. All right, so here's the Benefits top. Really, it's more of a cropped sweatshirt. So I like the shape. It's definitely like a boxy style sweatshirt. This is a size small, so it already does run in a slightly relaxed fit. I feel like I could almost do maybe a medium if there's a little bit extra length. I would like this to be just a little bit longer in general. I do have a long torso, so it will go down longer on a lot of people, but for me, it's like really not that much higher than my bra. So definitely not something that I would wear really outside of like the gym. It does have a little hoodie, so that's fun. And I like that it doesn't feel like super warm and restrictive, and it is like super, super stretchy. So that is it for the review. I really like my AliExpress Nepoagym videos because I love the stuff, but there's always so much to try on and I'm so tired afterwards. Like I just tried on so much stuff. My entire room here is like a giant mess and I'm not even gonna show you. You don't even want to see it. I was really impressed with a lot of the sports bras today. I really liked the new Step shorts and always a fan of the Step joggers. But I feel like the sports bras really won me over today. They definitely had a lot of good ones. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more affordable activewear. We do a lot of that here because, you know, your girl is on a budget and doesn't want to spend a lot of money on activewear, you know? Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!